This I have Azuka Orumgbe'S. His name is also Deary. How can small businesses survive? How can a small business survive during recession, during pandemics? Because COVID-19 came, it was new, it was massive. There have been other coronaviruses, but this particular was from another level. And I know this is not going to be the last one we'll have to deal with. There'll be several more. And we need to still keep surviving, feeding. After we dealt with the lockdown, we had to deal with the NSAS protest for about a month and all that stuff. So how does a small business, what ways would you advise for a small business? Because you were existing as of last year, you're still existing today. So give us workable ways.
All right, thank you so much, Daisy. I think practically there will never be a time in this world where we have free time of where we have this balanced system in the world. Somebody said life is full of up and down. The only way out is your consistency and your perseverance. In short, this year I think the pandemic actually have helped me, really.
Wow.
Because it was during the pandemic I got ideas, series of ideas, those days where we are home, and I actually was able to craft out something different from what I was doing before. So thanks to COVID-19, really.
Whoa.
All right, so I practically think that we are going to have more tough time. Bill Gates was saying some time ago, I don't know, a lot of people may not like him, but I do. Right. We're going to have this happening every 10 years. Massive things like this happening every 10 years. So things that will disrupt, things that will change our course of existence, things that will totally change the way we live our lives, like COVID-19 has done right now. We're going to have this every time. So it is businesses who are forward-thinking, projecting, who have perseverance that can survive what is coming next. Let's take, for instance, a company like Zoom. Practically nobody knows Zoom in the last 5 years ago. Nobody knew. There's this Loom. I don't know if you know about Loom. There's not one software called Loom.
No.
All right. You have not about Loom. You have to hear
I have to go check that one out. Okay.
This company were there before COVID-19. But COVID-19 brought them out because the entire world is changing. This change has been on for the past 3 years. It's just that COVID-19 actually made it visible. So businesses around the world should understand that change is constant, but the only thing that is not constant is you against that change. Change will always come, but you have to always prepare against that change. And that's what I think all businesses, especially small businesses, should begin to think, that these things are always going to happen. It's how prepared we are.
Okay, man, when people start up a business, they're always thinking of the end sometimes. You want to own this business. It's not because you're looking for fame. Many people are looking for gain. It's about survival. I know some people do business because of passion, but there are very few, especially in Nigeria. It's out to feed, lack of job or something. But as you're also starting the business, there's this vision in mind of it will now be big, you'll be an employer of labor, so much staff. But the number of businesses that actually survive after they're created are so small. So there's a possibility of me venturing into tailoring. I fail at that, I start selling tomato. I fail at that, I start, go through multiple businesses before I finally maybe hit something and I just manage. So what are the mistakes these small businesses are making that makes them remain small or eventually make them just fold up?
Okay, thank you so much, Daisy. The fact is, every business will fail. Every business. Whether you call, whatever brand you want to mention, every business. The question is, when will it fail? Just the way every human being will die. Let's make it. So every business is created to have an expiry date. No business is going to be an everlasting business. Wow. There is no business. The days of Babylon, for instance. You can't mention business that are still days of Babylon in this time. So business are meant to fail. But the problem is that it is how they fail and when they will fail. All right. So that's why some business after some years, the owner sits down and says, we don't have the vision to pilot this business anymore. Let's sell it out. So you see most businesses sell out.
Yeah.
All right. So if we are going back to your question, the fact is that business is created for a purpose, and that purpose is to make money. Let's get it straight. No business is created unless you are into philanthropy or maybe like people who are on NGO and the rest. But every business, the purpose of every business is to maximize profit. It may not be the same for everybody. People may have this, okay, let's share this socialism idea. But a true capitalist, right, when you start a business, your aim is that this business, you're going to put food on my table. First of all, it's about survival. Right? Now, Maslow's theory of needs, the first thing a human being is looking for when it goes into an invention is what is in for me. So when we don't get this priority clear, and many of us run business, like I've run several business, I was thinking I was actually trying to help the society at the expense of my personal gain. You know, after some time, I could go to a limit. When the hunger really sets in, you know, you will know that this is hunger, that you need to get money and if you do business, but there's a point in that business that's to generate profit.
Yeah.
That's to go to put food on your family table. You have to go when children say, daddy, 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 you have to bring biscuit from the pocket to give those children. They will not hear that you have a passion, like passion. They don't want to hear passion. What they hear is, what can you do? Society will not even say that you have passion. Is your results, is the influence you have, the level of money you account, that people rate everywhere. And it is not the fault of society. That's how we are built as humans. So I think that every business that will strive must first think of how, about profit. In short, God thinks like that. I was telling some people in my church the other day, I said, when God came to a tree, he said, why is this tree not producing? He said, cut it down. So why will God say a tree is not producing, it should be cut down? Because God is interested in profit.
Results.
In results. So I think that's what we should think. So if we think result first, and then we think passion, come into it, you can plug that into any other thing we do, we are good to go. Because human beings, instinctively, we are survival animals. It's like that. If you don't have what is driving you, it may be money, it may be value to life, but something must drive you to keep that business going on. I hope I clarified it.
Yeah, but I think I could still want to make money, and I try my hands at that business, and I still just might not make it work. I will just always be mediocre, be small there, and not grow. So are there any other things I might actually be doing wrong? Okay.
That question is very specific. Let me talk about five mistakes small businesses make.
Okay.
All right. Now, the first mistake every business makes is they don't clarify their intention. You know, you don't really know why you are doing anything. All right. When I was studying, I'm a scripture person. I was studying the Bible some days ago, and I found out that it took, what is the name of this guy again? Daniel. So many years reading books and the rest to become somebody in Babylon. It took Joseph so many years to become whatever he was in wherever land he was. Right.
Egypt.
But in Egypt. But the truth is this: a business that must succeed must clarify its intention. Okay. What am I in this business for? And once you have seen God, they call God the Alpha and the Omega. That means he sees the end from the beginning. Once you have seen the end of a thing, it is that thing that will drive you to be perseverance. Most business in Africa, do you know that 90% of all small business started in Nigeria fail in 2 years? 90%, or even more. I can count how many businesses have failed that started with me when I started business that are no longer existing right now. Many of them, maybe those guys have already gone to Spain, to Europe. Many of them are, they couldn't figure out. Azuka, a friend of mine have asked, what are you still doing in this country? But the truth is this: any business that will succeed, the first thing a business must understand is that you have to be clear about what you want first. Okay. Once you are clear, that is what will drive you to persevere. Because in this part of the world, I will not lie, doing business in Nigeria I think is times 20 of the hustle you need to do. All right? You need to hustle every day, you need to struggle every day, you need to provide your security, provide your power, provide your infrastructure. And that's why many businesses do not really last long in this part of the world.
Okay. I'll still hold you on you said you were going to give us 5. You said 1, which is state your intention, so maybe you add the others later. All right, we're still talking about survival, securing a better future of work. If these businesses don't survive, if these businesses are not doing well, if they always stay small, we will not get the work because you will not be employing people. The idea is to create 600 million jobs. That is the idea. All right, I still have this question here. And says, what are the strategies to scale up and grow your business? What strategies can you employ so that the way it was this year, by next year, it's one thing for you to survive. By next year, you're still existing. But it's another thing that by next year, something new has been added to it. So what can we do to scale up?
Okay, the word scale up, it's a good word. Everybody use that word now, scale up, scale up. Okay, the fact is that the word is grow. How do I grow my business, right? Unfortunately for us as a country, we are a country that is high. I think Nigeria have 41.5 million MSME, like micro, small, medium enterprise. But we still are the poverty, what do you put it again? The
one of the poorest.
We are the poorest. Now, I was reading some time ago, I said, I think it's Smith that I was writing, he said Nigerian businesses, small, medium enterprise, constitute 96% of businesses in Nigeria, but contribute 1% to the GDP. Just imagine. If you compare that to America, for instance, they have about 56%, let's say 56% small businesses, but they contribute about 50% to GDP.
Wow.
Nigeria, we have 96% of businesses that is SME, we contribute just 1%. You know why it's like that? You can't scale small. You can never scale small. So, so the first thing every business you start thinking about is stop being small. In short, I don't even want people to call me small business anymore. Like when you call, I'm just accepting that because I prefer you call me startup than call me small. Because that's what has really keep us small. This is our thinking. That we see ourselves always small, small, small. You can only scale what is possible to grow. Whatever is falling is falling. You cannot scale what is falling down. So the first mindset we have to have is this: our thinking of smallness is becoming
making us really small.
Making us really small. How can we have 96% of businesses who are in Nigeria that only contribute 1% to GDP? No wonder we are so poor. So the first thing I would tell businesses is this: stop being small. All right? I think that's one of the first 5 mistakes I want to talk about is that businesses should stop being small. Go get attention. All right? That's the first thing in businesses. Go get attention. You are playing this game in your secret corners. You see somebody who has a barbing salon, for instance, and the only way they know where he barbs his hair is straight. We need to stop living like that. If you're a barber somewhere in UK, you're a big boy. But when it comes to, we have not, that's the other word where branding coming again. We have not really know how to take these small things we have and scale it, and that's what we're going to do.
Went on the break. He was going to talk about the 5 mistakes people make, or mistakes businesses that make businesses not to grow, or that make businesses stay small. The 5 points for us now before we'll go further. So the floor is yours.
Okay. So small businesses, like we just said right now, is that small businesses are they want to stay small. Now, because most businesses are small, they are small because they are refusing to get publicity for themselves. Like, no matter what you do, even if you're a truck pusher, it's a business. I've heard somebody testimony that said he was pushing truck one time in Lagos. If I mention the person's name, he's a popular person in this country. He was a truck pusher in Lagos. But from truck pushing, he became a massive business consultant. So, but every business that must strive now, especially in this digital age, must be willing to go out there. Attention. If your business is not getting attention, it's as good as dead. You can't be doing, even God said in his holy scripture, he said, go into the world and preach. So you must learn to go preach what you do. Don't just stay in your little corner and expect people to come meet you. I think that's the one mistake that most small business make. They just stay where they are and expect customers to come. They don't come there like that. You go meet them and bring them in. So that's one common mistake I see in many more business. Like some time ago, I just picked up my phone and started doing cold calling. I think I called about 20 persons, and I got 5 persons who were willing to do business with me. Now, if I didn't tell people what I was doing, now I would just be lamenting, hey, there's no money in Nigeria, there is no money in Nigeria. But this money, there's so much money in this country. Right? So much money. In short, I don't want to say some things, but there are a lot of people who have what you are looking for in their hands. So who got my money? You have to keep asking that question. Who has my money? Your money is in somebody's hand. Go and collect it. And you cannot collect it if they don't know you. If nobody knows you, nobody will flow you. Okay. The second mistake I think small business also make is when they think. I've mentioned that before. That our thinking is faulty. We think too small. we think too small. The third mistake could be that we don't act too fast. So I wrote a book one time that talks about this. Like, you need to take action when action is not enough. Like, you don't just take one action and say, I've tried now, I've tried. No, you must take consistent, committed action. So most small businesses, why they fail is that when they try their hands on one thing and they meet a setback, they just hands up and say, this thing is too hard, you can't do it anymore. All right, you forget that many of these success stories you can mention. Now, somebody was telling me about Elon Musk this morning. I was listening to someone mention Elon Musk, that the guy took all his money and invested the entire of his wealth into SpaceX. Today, the guy is blossom. It's the second richest man. I mean, the third richest man in the world. So, when you face obstacles as a small business owner, it's just a feedback. Failure is a feedback. It's not really the end of it. If you fail in a business and you know that this thing is possible, that it will work, start it again. Don't lose hope. Keep doing it until you succeed. Somebody says 7 up. That they tried 1 time, 2 times. I don't know how true. That it was the 7th time that it was not up. The rest was
I don't
down.
believe that story.
I said the rest was down, but it was 7 up. I don't know how true that story, but I know that from my personal experience, you don't try one thing and give up. I can tell you, I've sold a lot of things in this town. All right, I've sold soap, I've sold perfumes. I've sold a lot of things. But one day I said, if I keep jumping and jumping up and down like this, I will not have a business. I faced one, I failed in it, and I kept failing in it, and I kept doing it. And thank God now, we are beginning to see headway. Okay, so that's the third mistake I think most businesses make. This fourth one is that knowledge. Knowledge. Most businesses in Nigeria, we just do mammo's work. We don't really have the knowledge base to do business. If you ask any average business person you see around, like, what are the processes of doing businesses? They can't really articulate it because they don't even know. They don't read, they don't listen. So you have people who have their phones, an information age. You see people who just use phone to do all manner of things. But a business person who really wants to succeed in the 21st century must be an ardent reader. There's this guy that they call Alvin Toffler. He said something very interesting. He said the illiterate of the 21st century, he said, are not those who cannot read and write, are those who cannot learn, unlearn, and relearn. So it's not what you just study in school. Even if you study business administration in school, you need to understand that the world is evolving. Presently, I'm learning Python programming. Right? Because I know that the world is going that way. You understand? So businesses around must be ready to, business owners must be ready to learn new things if they want to remain in business. So that's one of the mistakes I see most businesses, what happened to many businesses across Africa. We don't spend time to study what we're into. If you take 1 hour of every day to study about your business, you will succeed in it. You were telling me about something just about poetry. And I said that she would have found the knowledge. It is knowledge. Knowledge. Everybody used to do liquid soap business in this town. But I tell you, I know how much I've made from liquid soap in the last couple of months. It's just reorganization, restructuring. But it's idea from books. Right? It's not that the idea will fly from heaven and just jump on your head. It's somebody has written down whatever you want to do in this world. Somebody has penned it down. So we advise businesses to go for that. The last thing is this. A business, you always fail without revenue. There is no way you can succeed, grow a business that is not profiting. All right? Now, if your business is not generating revenue, it's going to die. It's just like if you don't put oil in an engine, it's time. The engine will stop working. The money is like the engine, is like the oil to any business engine. All right? The more you make profit, the more you are rejoicing, the more you want to do it. If you are doing a thing and there's nothing coming out of it, after some time you get tired. But most small businesses, one of the problems is that they don't know how to go out there and get the money. All right? And one of the ways you get it is you tell people what you do, you learn forward, and you take the risk. Somebody told me one time, he said the difference between a plantain seller and a person who makes chips, this plantain chip, is just packaging and risk. A person goes to the farm, he gets the plantain, you get a bunch of plantain, let's say the head of plantain for 500 naira. Somebody takes the plantain head that he bought from you for 500 naira, take it back to his kitchen, wash it very clean, slice the whole thing, put salt, put pepper, then fry it, and then put inside one nylon bag like that, and put one package. And then he now sells you that same plantain chip Maybe if you now buy one for 100 naira, then he's now making like 1,500 from the 500 he bought from you. What he has done is that he just repackaged what you sold. But you that used to go to the farm and suffer these things, you didn't do this. So every business must know how to now repackage what they are doing and then go out there and let people know what they do.
Okay, and one of the last questions I'll ask you, though not the last, is about money. You said something, money is the engine. So if the business is bringing money, good. But I've also read severally that you also need money before the business will start up. And I know many people watching us right now saying she has not asked about where to get money for the business. So I've started the business. I need someone to invest in the business. So how do we get investors to get into our small businesses? How do we get monies to fuel this business?
Okay, thank you for that question. You know, getting money is relative anyway. We have different way of getting money these days anyway. But for small businesses, there are several opportunities happen for us, all right? Especially this, it's just that Nigeria, I think I was reading, it was this afternoon I was reading Sweden, and their report for 2020. And we're saying that one of the problems we have in Nigeria is that small business owners do not know how to access funds. All right? And I said, because you people are hiding it. That's why we don't know how to access it. But the truth is that if you start a business, the first place to get finances from is you. All right? You are the capital of that business. You are the entire financial structure of that business. So when you start a business, I advise people don't start a business looking for money. Start a business looking for value. When you start a business looking for value, I just pitched my business I think some few days ago, and this was the thing they told me. You don't start a business looking for money. You look within, because once you're able to demonstrate value, and you're able to go out there to market this value, somebody out there will be interested to partner with you. People don't like doing business. I've met several people and say, I don't want to do business, but I can give you money to support you. All right. So for a small business, I will advise is, do you have a workable business? Is your business time proven? Like, does it really make people's life better? Is this something that is workable, that can provide, that can generate revenue? You understand what I'm saying? So it's not just that I have an idea. Anybody can have an idea about business, but not all ideas attract funds. Let me put it that way. But first, if a small business owner wants to get funds, you should start from yourself. Personal saving, personal equity. People sell property to start business. I remember when to start doing some stuff one time, I sold my laptop. Because I was committed. So the first thing is commitment. Are you committed about this? If you are committed, you will start with what you have in your pocket. All right? Don't look outside first. I don't even advise people to start a small business on loan. A wise man advised me years ago. He said, my son, don't ever start any business with borrowed money. It's wrong. He says, start, you can now do what we call expansion, look for expansion capital to continue. He said, but don't ever start a business with a borrowed money. Start from yourself. And that's what I've been doing, generating my capital. Most of the business I've said, the business always gets me my capital. Like, if I invest money into my business, I always look for the way the business will generate back that money. So another way we can also get money is that you could go pitch your product and ideas. There are many forums out there. People organize pitching competition everywhere. Online, thank God, if you go to the digital space, a lot of people are doing pitching competitions, right? You go pitch your idea, and somebody who's interested will get hold of it and they want to run with you. Another thing is look for angel investors, family members, right? A lot of people who are your family. Start from there, Zef. Start from family members who can sell. They are your power base. Look for family members who can sell those ideas to that can actually partner with you, all right? But I will advise small businesses, don't go and get a loan that you are paying interest rate of 30%, 27% per month. You will not be able to meet up. First of all, your business is not yet tested and it's not really proven. You are just taking a risk, all right? And people don't want to put money in a high venture business that has high risk. That's why bank actually give those kind of interest. The reason why bank give interest rate as high as that in Nigeria is because the risk of doing business in Nigeria is higher. So that they lose their money, they can recoup it somehow. All right, so that's exactly. So I will advise small businesses, don't start a business on loan. Look inward, get family members, pitch your ideas, Make sure it's a workable ideas, and then start with that. Don't ever start from the top. Somebody said to me one time, he said, anything that starts from the top is a grave. All right? Everything must grow. You don't plant a seed on the sky. You plant the seed inside the ground. Plant, start from the ground. Start somewhere. Start no matter how small it is. All right? Maybe you have an idea that would shake the entire world. Zoom was an idea that somebody started very small, but time tested it and made it provable.
Okay.
So take time to do that, and then with time, investors will come into your business. Okay. But don't rush into funding.
All right, don't go and carry a loan of 30% interest today. All right, let's talk a little bit about your business. You write, you do all this stuff. Then I'll send something online, Purity Plus. What's that about, and how do you manage your time to do all the things you do?
Okay. I'm here right now, so if it's, it's part of the management of time. I have something that leaves this office. I'm running down to my office. All right. So 2017, I saw a need in the market. Okay. Like people. When I was in service, I learned how to make soap. Okay. That's why I learned 2013. I learned how to make soap, and people were saying it's a woman thing now to be making soap. But I saw guys who were doing it at Ondo State then, and they had factories, big factories. And I said, this is the woman thing that they're talking about. So I started learning and got mentors who were mentoring me. And then in 2017, we started Purity Plus Enterprises. So our focus was we started with soap making. Okay. So it was just normal liquid soap. We made that's why I said no business is started with an island. We made a lot of mistakes. If you call some people in the business now, they have gone several places to sell this soap. And then we started with that, and then we started producing. By the grace of God, 2019, 20, during that pandemic, got another idea on how to make this soap for fabrics. So we had this soap for only fabrics. So what we did was that we did some research, and we developed a product that was made for fabrics alone. And that's we started. So we also do, apart from this, during the COVID-19 time where we were all at home, I was writing, right? So I started doing coding, started programming, started learning new skills. And then I also started working, I think I've come to this studio talking about pornography and the rest, so we started talking about that too. So these are the things I do, but I personally am a manufacturer. I make products, cleaning products, soap, air freshener, a lot of cleaning products I make. Also, again, I'm a writer with 3 books on now.
Whoa, that's huge. Okay, I want to say thank you for your time. It's not easy to bring him here. Now, many people do not know him. For those who cannot remember the last time I had him here, I think I let you know that we're actually classmates. You know, we're both science students, and we're just doing different things, a little bit different from our field. I'm here interviewing him, and he's producing liquid soap, air fresheners, and all this stuff. Well, I saw Purity Plus and I Googled his name, and I'm like, okay, which one's to be Purity Plus? So you can actually search on Google. You find that product and other products by him, information, his social media handle, and all of that stuff. Well, small and micro businesses, we need to encourage them. We need to support them. You have a family member who's focused, who's serious, don't discourage them. Be their support, and you should be one of the first to patronize. So I think I need to get soap now. I need to get.
As a busy mom, I don't have time for second washing. Because I want the best for my family, that's why I use Purity Plus. Unlike some detergent, Purity Plus has a special formula that won't reduce the lifespan of my machine and won't cause my clothes to fade, shrink or stretch. So I won't have to say goodbye to the clothes I love before their time, adding more money to my pocket. Get Purity Plus at Uri Technical Limited, 81 Mission Road, Benin City. You can also get it at any electronic store close to you. Why don't you order now and get in 24 hours? Call 08068387128 and get 1 gig free data for every